Hello and welcome back to Pics and Portraits. This week marks my third anniversary of producing weekly-ish content, and to celebrate, I thought I would talk about me. I realize I can come across as cold or even distant in my videos. I wish I was warmer. So today, rather than make a video, a standard video, I'm going to let you into my process and show you why and what inspired me to make videos the way that I do. In terms of media, I obviously have conventional favorites, standard movies and TV shows, but around the time I was 20, I started noticing aesthetics. I started seeing more of what we today would call obscure media, meaning media that was produced to serve a specific purpose at a specific time and be forgotten. I also started associating media with moods and memories, sometimes places and people. As an example, late-night televangelists bring me to a small city here in Ontario, Canada, Peterborough, where there is a Quaker Oats factory, and I think of that when I think of late-night televangelists, and that connection and the space between these two ideas I find extremely interesting. It's funny, people will criticize my voice and tell me how I should speak, and I know it's well-intentioned. I'm not dogging on them. I'm always open to feedback, and if I could present more fluidly, I would, but my speech and the information I am verbally relaying is a small part of what I'm trying to do here. Honestly, sometimes I want to recreate the magazine section at a quarter store in Dearborn, Michigan during the winter, even now that I'm thinking about it, the 70s at night. And how do you express that in media? How do you take people there? A great example of an attempt at this was the Teletoon video from earlier this year, where I actually used staticky footage from Peterborough News and the period we were talking about, because that informs a lot of what I was trying to say about getting illegal satellite dishes here in Canada in the 90s. You can read a Wikipedia article about Teletoon, or I can regurgitate it, which I have done, but I think it's much more interesting to express these ideas visually and aesthetically. I think people feel it more, and people understand it more, and that's where Sleepcore came from. As a quick aside, if you have not seen last month's Nightmare Core, you are missing out. This is peak Sleepcore, in my opinion. I always think I'm sick of Sleepcore and I don't want to do it anymore until I start working on one and start finding these rhythms, and this happens in all videos, and it doesn't always work. I have failed more times than not and produced a ton of shit. This channel is full of it, but when something clicks conceptually and practically, it's amazing. One of the great joys I've gotten out of this channel is learning how to make content for other people. I've made stuff most of my life for myself, and it's awesome making stuff that resonates with people, but with that does come certain expectations, even if they're not blatant or consciously being projected onto me. There is still that desire to create something that someone actually wants to watch. Some of you think I should be much bigger than I am, and I appreciate that, I really do, but none of my goals are subscriber-based. For a long time, my goal had been to create weekly content and have several similar concurrent series, and I've done that, and now I find myself at a sort of crossroads, I guess. I am figuring out where I want to take this. It's hard to say this or hard to convey this, but my dream project is to produce a series on early to mid-2000s American Deathmatch Wrestling. I know I present myself a certain way on here, but I am very much trash. I am country trash. I used to buy tapes of this shit in the mail. I actually discovered it on Kazaa or LimeWire or some of those, P2P sharing things in the early aughts, like anime music videos. People would just create these compilations of wrestling and tag them and mix them with popular tags like WWE stuff to get seen. And obviously it worked. I found it. I became a huge fan. I still love this shit. Some people get into indie music in high school. My thing was indie wrestling. I'm not sure if anybody would want to watch it, but I would love to dedicate an unreasonable amount of time to this. I'd also love to have a travel vlog, not anytime soon, obviously, but I enjoy making vlogs over on Patreon. Honestly, that is where my head is at mainly now, is Patreon. I do not consider myself a YouTuber, and I'm not shitting on anyone who does. This channel could literally disappear at any time though, and I will still be making content. I encourage you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with any updates. I'm also hoping to be more active on both in the new year, sharing things in line with the channel's identity. So if you're new here, or not, hopefully that gives you a better idea of what I'm all about and what I'm going for. If you want to know even more about me, I did a Q&A earlier this year, so you can check that out. I say this, I doubt it's true, but I am planning on being less active on here, maybe a video every week and a half or two, but I am planning on being very active on Patreon. You can support us there, patreon.com/picsandportraits. There's actually a new episode of Retrofuturism in Animation over there now, but be warned, it's smutty. So thank you very much, all of you, for 3 great years. Honestly, this has gone further than I was expecting. So yeah, here's to the future, whatever that might be.